Hello everyone, Lytro Storm here, and today I'm going to be doing part 3 of What If Chi-Chi Was a Saiyan. This one is going to be finishing up the Frieza saga and going further as well, so if you haven't already caught up, do so now using the link in both the description and comments section. But if you've already seen them, here is a short recap of the last part. Chi-Chi and Piccolo trained together for the Saiyan arrival, and the group managed to defeat Nappa. Gohan did training with Roshi and Korin, and being a full-blooded Saiyan, he wouldn't have the same potential as he did in canon. Vegeta killed everyone who died canonically, and proceeded to be defeated by Goku and Chi-Chi. Gohan, Krillin, Yajirobe, and Roshi all went to Namek, where they fought the Ginyu Force with Vegeta. Goku and Chi-Chi also returned and proceeded to slam the Ginyus, with Goku being put in a healing tank after Ginyu's body change shenanigans. They then wished Piccolo back to life and onto Namek, and Vegeta told Frieza to transform. And that's the recap, so if you liked this episode, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, be sure to join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. Links in the description. After being told to transform, Frieza obliges and begins obliterating everyone pretty easily. He also smacks Gohan away, which would enrage Chi-Chi, and I think that this is where I get to add something in that is kinda cool. So, there are two times where Chi-Chi is depicted as having a red aura when angry. This is during the Z filler with Marin, and in the Dragon Ball Super anime when she's mad at Gohan. It is named in the old Dragon Ball trading card game as Red Blazing Aura. I think it would be cool if we used that in this story. People joke that it's some derivative of the Kaioken, so now that Chi-Chi has directly trained against Goku using the Kaioken, why not make that true? When we see this form in the show, she doesn't take any sort of damage, she just turns it on and off pretty casually. So I think that it would be a weaker form of the Kaioken with no bad drawbacks. It would hurt a bit, but not nearly as much as the real thing, and it's only usable for a short amount of time. We'll say that it's just a consistent 4 times boost when she uses it. This places her power level at 720,000, which is going to be able to catch Frieza off guard and actually deal some heavy hits to him. Of course, she does lose her anger, and that causes the form to dissipate. Frieza regains the upper hand and proceeds to slam her pretty easily. It is then that Piccolo arrives, having fused with Nail, but this time he's a bit stronger. This is because his training with Chi-Chi made him stronger, so when he trains in Otherworld, he's going to get the same boost, but on a stronger base. And then he's going to fuse with Nail, once again on a stronger base. He would arrive and beat the crap out of Frieza while weighted, pushing him to his 3rd form. Now Frieza has the edge, but Piccolo is still able to hold his own once he takes off his weights. Vegeta realizes that he needs to gain more strength, and so he asks one of the Earthlings to blast him, with Dende healing him afterward. Chi-Chi catches on to this, and tells him to do it to her as well, as she didn't want Vegeta as the strongest in this case. He could still be evil, and if they do manage to beat Frieza somehow, then they definitely don't want him having the upper hand on them. Gohan also wants this, as he wants to help, and he's a full-blooded Saiyan, so he's down to do whatever it takes to get stronger, and so Krillin, Roshi, and Yajirobe would then line up to blast them, and Dende proceeds to heal them all as he goes into his final form. This puts Vegeta's power level at a 2 million, Chi-Chi at a 1.8 million, and Gohan at a 1.6 million. At this point, the two combat the Emperor and smack him up pretty handedly, finally working together. Dende attempts to heal Piccolo, and Frieza tries blasting him, but Chi-Chi takes the attack. This makes Piccolo get healed before Frieza uses more speed to take out the young Namekian. Now, all 4 fighters would attack, and manage to outmaneuver Frieza and beat him down, however he would simply power up in order to smack them all away. It's at that point that Vegeta creates a Power Ball, and Chi-Chi and Gohan both become Uzarus. The two apes now attack Frieza, but Gohan is unstable and begins to attack his mother. Chi-Chi had been able to control the form after using it so many times and seeing Vegeta control it back on Earth, but Gohan was not. The two monkeys began fighting, and Frieza was successfully able to kill Vegeta while this happened. Yajirobe was able to cut Gohan's tail off while he's on the ground, but Frieza would be able to handle Chi-Chi on her own pretty well. He then slices off her tail with a death slash. It is then that Goku would arrive, but with a 5 million power level instead. He would take over, using the Kaioken to balance himself out against Frieza. When he does a times 20 Kamehameha, this is going to do some insane damage to the Emperor. His power level would reach 100 million, and with the Kamehameha it would be even higher. This actually heavily injures him and is basically going to leave him like the Spirit Bomb did. And with that, the gang thinks that they've won, and so Chi-Chi kisses Goku. However, that's when Frieza would get enraged. He'd had to deal with so much at this point that it's unreal. First, all of his forces were killed, then he has to transform a bunch of times, he has got to deal with some Namekians, Uzarus, and now some freak with a red aura, and not to mention that he lost all possibility of his wish. And so his death beam is fired through Gohan instead of Piccolo. He then lifts Krillin and blows him up, both of these things enraging Goku and Chi-Chi. The two Saiyans then transform into Super Saiyans, with Chi-Chi being at an 80 million power level and Goku at a 250 million power level. They would easily smack the Emperor down even as full power. Piccolo would also proceed to grab Gohan's barely living body and get out of there as the two Super Saiyans go crazy. This leads to Frieza 100% being killed this time, as Chi-Chi wouldn't be merciful at all, and if Goku somehow did give him his energy, when he uses it on Goku, he'd be overpowered and killed easily. So either way, Frieza's dying on Namek. Chi-Chi, being weaker than Goku was in canon, would fall unconscious shortly after this battle. Luckily, they had stopped Frieza from blowing up the planet, so they wouldn't have to try and escape. Kami brings everyone killed by Frieza's men back to life, and Dende teleports everyone who wasn't born on Namek back to Earth. So now with a year and a half of training, Goku, Chi-Chi, and Gohan are all going to get really strong. Granted, Gohan is only training half the time, as Chi-Chi does still want him to at least finish school. She was raised with proper teachings and stuff, so she's going to make sure that her son becomes smart as well, as she doesn't just want him to become some strong fighter. Especially not after the trauma she went through on Namek where he nearly died. Which, by the way, this would give Gohan a pretty good Zenkai. But she does still allow him to train in his off time, as I said, and she's fine with him becoming a fighter once he's, out of the house and is old enough. I'm not going to be diving into the future timeline with this one, as Gohan would be far stronger and would sauce on the androids with no difficulty with years of training. This means that they wouldn't travel to the past, which is really boring. So instead, we're just going to be saying that Trunks arrives as per normal, and is surprised to see Goku there and no Frieza or King Cold. He quickly realizes that this must be some weird version of the timeline, but would be unaware of Gohan and Chi-Chi being Saiyans. This would be because neither of them had tails, and it wasn't a visual difference that he could distinguish. Anyway, he still warns them of the androids and gives Goku the heart medicine before leaving. This leaves the group to train, with the Earthlings and Vegeta all doing so alone, while the Sun family trains together with Piccolo. Having the extra person there is going to make a big difference in their power, especially with Gohan being massively stronger than he was in canon. This actually leads to him unlocking Super Saiyan during the 3 years, and plus, all 3 of his sparring partners are a lot stronger than him, and he's stronger at the beginning, which means that it's far more likely with all 3 of these things combined that he's going to unlock Super Saiyan at some point. Chi-Chi being more involved in the training would give Goku the heart medicine as soon as he starts seeing symptoms. Also, yes, Goku is going to get the heart virus in this what if, because we don't know where the origins of the virus are 100%, so I give it to him in every story I do just to be safe. You can have your theories about it, but nothing is concrete yet, so this is the best way to do it. Anyway, Goku would actually be in bed while the squad goes off to fight the androids because, he's recovering from the virus. Yamcha gets his energy taken by Android 20, and Chi-Chi would fight 19 instead of Goku. At the same time, Gohan would fight 20. And by the way, the art for Super Saiyan Chi-Chi was actually done by Ryu Alex, which you can find his Instagram in the description below. So thank you for making this art piece for me, and yeah, we're gonna continue on with the video. The two Super Saiyans would be slamming them without contest, since even a weakened Goku was able to match 19, but Gohan and Chi-Chi aren't weakened at all. This leads to the mother and son easily killing 19 and nearly killing 20, however he is able to blind them and escape. This leads to him being stopped by Vegeta, who is in his Super Saiyan form as well. He also doesn't let anyone kill him, as he had agreed to bring him the stronger androids. And so, 16, 17, and 18 are brought out, and 17 kills Jiro as well. Vegeta then attempts to fight 18 and does a little bit better than in canon, but still fails in the end. Future Trunks, who had arrived earlier, charges in, and so does Chi-Chi, Gohan, Piccolo, and Tenshinhan, and the 6 would actually manage to beat down the 2 androids quite a bit, but they would be beaten in the end. 18 then kisses Krillin like she does, and then dips, leading to the gang going to see Goku. He has fully recovered and suggests going into the time chamber. However, Chi-Chi wouldn't want Vegeta to go in first, as he may try something that could jeopardize them. And seeing as the situation was urgent, I think Chi-Chi and Gohan would train together, as Goku wanted the next generation to succeed him. And so the two trained for 24 hours and unlocked grades 2 and 3. Meanwhile, Piccolo would fuse with Kami and investigate Cell, and afterward he fights Android 17, but since he is a good bit stronger, he would last longer than in canon. But once Cell has arrived, it's up to him, Goku, and Trunks to stop him from absorbing the androids. But This is of course going to fail as Cell is just too strong for them, and 17 is too cocky to let Cell get away. He absorbs 17 and proceeds to slap 16, but would then be stalled by Tenshinhan's Neo Tri-Beam. Chi-Chi and Gohan would both show up in their new forms of Super Saiyan, and they quickly save Tenshinhan and the others from death and give them Senzu Beans. Goku asks his wife if they can defeat Cell, and she nods her head yes. He then asks her to let Gohan do it to symbolize the next generation winning. She agrees, and so Gohan shows off his new form, Super Saiyan Grade 2. This is easily able to blitz Cell and slam him with no difficulty. And Gohan would even remark that he could have won in his regular Super Saiyan form, but he just wanted to show off. Cell would beg to let him absorb Android 18, as he could give him a true challenge then, and Gohan would actually be kind of interested. If you thought half Saiyan Gohan was cocky, full Saiyan Gohan is gonna be a monster when he's winning this hard. However, Chi-Chi would quickly charge in, as Gohan was thinking, and kill Cell in a single blast. The boy asked his mom why she did that, and she responded that she couldn't let him get any stronger. Gohan would kind of get angry with her, but of course it is his mother, so he won't lash out. Goku also expresses disappointment in Chi-Chi getting the kill instead of Gohan, but they beat Cell, so it's a dub nonetheless. Krillin vouches to leave 16 and 18 alive as they seem to be good people and maybe even resurrect 17 once they get new Dragon Balls. The gang agree, but now they need to get new Dragon Balls. And so Trunks needs to train in the time chamber as well in order to kill his androids. I think Chi-Chi would be cool with Trunks and Vegeta going in now, as she was now really strong and Gohan was even stronger. They could probably handle Vegeta if he tried anything. So the father and son enter, and don't train together much, as they didn't in canon either. At the same time, Goku and Krillin would ride a ship with Bulma to Namek to ask for some help with Guardians. Once they've arrived, Dende is chosen to return to Earth with them, and so they do that. When they make it back to Earth, a few weeks have passed, and Trunks has already left to his timeline. Vegeta thankfully didn't try to kill everyone, and Piccolo also went into the time chamber on his own. Goku would then go into the time chamber with Vegeta to properly train with him, and this would be highly beneficial for both parties. For Goku, he'd be training with someone far stronger than him, so he'd be getting a lot more powerful. And for Vegeta, beating up Goku is gonna make him feel a bit of closure and allow him to ease up on becoming less of an enemy. Plus, both of them would achieve grade 4 here. After this, Goku would proceed to have another child with Chi-Chi, who would be born a week or so later than in canon. This is, of course, Goten. The family would then proceed to train hard over the 7 years, with Gohan training in his off time as per usual. However, he was unhappy with this, as he wanted his main focus to be getting stronger. Maybe that will change something going forward. You'll have to wait and see, because that is where we're going to leave this part off. Hopefully you guys have really enjoyed this series so far, as we've really covered a lot in just 3 parts, and personally I think this is a really cool and interesting story. But let me know what you guys think by liking the video and leaving a comment. Also, sorry, I think my smoke detector's been going off in the background throughout the whole video, so if you hear that, that's my bad. I'll try to cover it up with music as much as possible, but if it shows, then I really can't do anything about it. But as always, tell me if you liked this part, tell me what you think will happen next, comment your requests for future videos, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, have a great day.